Investing in property is about mindset and not money. Hi guys, Jamie here and welcome to my new office. I wish. Actually on holiday in Portugal this week, which is a pretty nice break. I think it's really important if you're working hard, sort of burning the candle at both ends, that you have a few days off. So a big thanks to my fiance for booking this away, because without her, I would probably still be at home, stuck over a laptop, doing more work and running myself into the ground. So big shout out to my missus for that. Okay, so the topic of today's video is all about property mindset. One of the biggest objections that, or maybe objections is the wrong word, but one of the biggest reservations that I get from wannabe property investors or people who are thinking about getting into it but not sure is, what if I lose my money? They have a real scarcity mindset, and especially when regards to taking out either a capital repayment mortgage or an interest only mortgage. So just to give you a bit of a rundown, when you buy your main residence, 99 out of 100 people will buy that as a capital repayment mortgage, which means that every month they're paying off the mortgage, they're paying off part of the loan and part of the interest. When you buy an investment property, it's common practice to just have an interest only mortgage. Now, people who haven't invested in property before tend to think, well, whoa, that means that at the end, I'm still gonna have like a massive chunk to pay off, which obviously, yes, is the case. However, I think of buying an investment property, not as buying a house or a home or anything like that, but instead, I just look at it as a high yielding bank account. Okay, so I've got 50 grand, 30 grand, 20 grand, however much it is in a property. And then every month I'm getting a shed load more than if I put it in a bank. Quite simple. So don't worry about the debt, because that just sits there. And if we're looking at property in the long term, which you know I've got a bit of a thing of like long term, then the property prices are going to go up, and that's certainly going to be covered. And as long as you're not leveraging yourself too high, which if you've got an investment property, you're probably either on a 80% or 75% loan to value anyway. So there would have to be a massive property drop for you to get into any sort of debt. And over the long term, historically speaking, you're pretty much certain not to lose your money if you've got it in for a long enough time. But just looking at it like that, it's just a high yielding bank account with the added benefit, of course, of the over 10, 20 years, your capital's going to grow as well. So as well as getting those interest payments every month, your capital's going to grow. Now, there's a reason that they call it safe as houses, because they're a very, very safe bet. In the UK especially. Other countries cannot be so sure. I mean, I know in Spain, I think they're still sort of suffering from the 2008 crash with regards to their property prices in some areas. But as far as the UK is concerned, we're an island community, there's a housing shortage. If you're lucky enough to be able to afford to buy a house or afford to invest in property, then you should grab that opportunity with both hands and have that mindset. It's a bank account, it's not a house, it's not a home. Stop worrying about the debt, start considering the opportunities. Because if you look for a reason not to do something, you are always going to find one. You can talk yourself straight in the front door and straight out the back. And that's why so many people are coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You know, they get to 50, 60, 70. Oh, I was going to do this. I was going to buy this house. We were going to buy a house abroad. We were going to have a portfolio, but this, but that, but this. Just do it. And taking action is a massive reason why some people become entrepreneurial and achieve great financial success, or, you know, great success in terms of their freedom, and why other people don't and they stick in a job for 30, 40 years. Mindset is a huge part of that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the latter, but it's just not for me, and I know it's not for a lot of you guys either. Hope you're well, and thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Really appreciate your support as always, and catch you next week back home.